Okay, we got a solid red light and a little circly recording sign. Cool.
That.
Hello, welcome to the basement. This is episode number 57. I'm your host, JD. This week I'm joined by, to my right,
Mike, hello.
and across the table from me.
Hi.
Did you forget your name?
Yep.
Hi. This is, over to my right is Carl. You know, he's that other guy that's on the other side of the table. He's on the right. Yeah.
I don't think they know what direction.
But that's not my problem, is it? I just work here.
I just forget. It's not my problem.
Sometimes.
But anyway, yeah, I realize it's been a long time since we've all talked. But we're back, hopefully. I know I said that last time, but
What are you, Letterman now?
since we all talked now, that would probably be Dr. Phil.
Except Josh is licensed.
I can drive a car and everything.
That was me, and I'm sorry. I take that back. Phil's a nice guy.
He's at the studio down the street. Leno's right next door.
Yeah.
No, that's Craig Ferguson. Somebody go get Jeff.
I have lost control. About a minute in.
You're still in control. Carl's just sassing you.
Alright. The last episode, I don't remember what me, Dan, and Ryan had talked about. But I know I have one that I apparently have to upload. That's the top 10 Disney Infinity characters.
Oh, God.
That was a fun episode.
That was a fun episode.
The one with me and Joe for the Disney podcast was even better. But
I thought of another one that I wanted to see, but I forgot it.
I was going to say go. Say it right now. But no, you got it.
I
Which I will talk more about the newest one that came out, which was Toy Story. I'll talk about that a little later.
Did they do what I was hoping for?
I forget what you're hoping for.
The little Green Army Men generator.
I haven't seen one yet. I don't think so.
They have to.
But then again, I haven't played it all with Toy Story in Toy Box mode, so.
We have to do that after the podcast.
You spend the night?
I can. For Disney Infinity, I will definitely spend the night.
We're children.
I am this close to getting my dad to buy it for his PlayStation.
We're little kids at heart, so.
I am using his grandchildren against him.
You know, it's not like you could. Then you have to try to explain to him that in order to play as different people, you need to buy $12 of the figurine.
Oh, I was showing it to him at Target, and he was looking at everything.
Oh, okay.
He almost bought one for his Wii, but
Don't go with me. Don't go with me.
He went to put it in his carriage. He's like, "Fuck, this is for the 3DS." Throws it back on the shelf. Doesn't even look for anything else. So now if you happen to go to the Woburn Target and see a 3DS Disney Infinity in the middle of the underwear aisle, you know why.
Well, that went from PG to PG-13 really quickly.
Dude, there should be a mature rating on this podcast.
There technically is a
He
warning.
He gives the explicit warning saying, you know, naughty words are used in this.
Yeah, we learned our lesson on that one.
Yeah.
You know how some videos...
You know the children's store when we're showing the people who I buy my used stuff from. That we gave them a plug, and he asked me to send him the link, and he paid the link in the middle in the store while there were little children around. He happened to have just kind of scanned looking for it.
Yeah.
And he stopped at one point, and it was Joel saying, "You had to mash the fucking shit out of it." And this is it. It was still a children's clothing store at the time, secondhand children's clothing, and this mother and her little girl had just walked in. They turned around and walked out.
Josh, you know how some, like, songs...
That's why we have an explicit warning on there now. Because why didn't you warn me? Like, I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
But,
you know,
look up a song on YouTube a lot of times. It won't even be a video. It'll just be the cover of the album or a picture of the band. You know what I'm talking about?
or Rick Astley.
You need to put one on every one of these that is not a video recording. That is the thing, like, off the back of a video game with the big M, and it says for adult humor and bad language, stuff like that.
That isn't gonna stop kids from watching it.
Oh, I know, but it.
I think
Your
you
own
should-
damn
I
fault
think
if that's
you
the
should take
frickin'
a
picture.
clip from "Never Gonna Give You Up" music video and have Rick Astley dance and just say like naughty language and adult humor. You have been warned.
Should just split the music, just split the video up, have a commercial break in the middle, and have it just be "Never Gonna Give You Up" in the middle.
He's my favorite ginger.
I love gingers.
I love redheads. There's
Yeah.
no difference between redheads and
Josh.
What? So the last 2 redheads I dated didn't go so well.
Josh, how many of you did?
2. So the 2 redheads I dated didn't go so well. Does it mean they're all bad?
I've dated 2, and it's
No, it just means you have poor
too,
taste.
so,
See?
yeah.
One's a man now.
One of mine is a psycho. Like, I mean, complete. Like, I mean, the definition.
I
of
had
psycho
2 of
should
those.
Be sculpted around this woman.
By the way, if you're listening, hi Mary.
I would be very disturbed if Jackie or Megan was listening to this.
And the other one, he was friends with her brother.
Cousin.
Cousin?
Married.
No. Remember our recent discovery?
Oh, God, yeah.
He's friends with... Yeah, he was friends with one of the redhead's cousins. And then we just recently found out the other day that he was friends with the other redhead's brother.
This is the same friend who stabbed me in the back because a girl picked me after dating his creepy ass. Ryan, go to hell.
Yeah, he showed me the picture. I recognized the last name. I'm like, is he from Woburn? Yeah.
Well, he's creepy enough looking to be from Woburn.
I'm like, that's my ex's brother.
It's
That's
a small
awkward,
world
isn't it?
after all. No! Anything but that.
Yeah.
Josh.
Where is it stuck?
Nowhere. I just have no use for my knife.
Stop playing. Put the knife away. Do I have to make a new rule?
Nope.
No knives.
Well, I don't know what you guys have been playing lately, but
Disney Infinity.
Disney Infinity and GTA. You said.
Yeah, pretty much.
Josh got mad at me last time I played Disney Infinity with him.
Or hockey. I have a couple interesting hockey stories.
What did you do? Nothing.
Oh, you mean the fucking enemy generator? Also, start getting fucking attacked.
He looks up. Just this freaking 2-story thing. Just olive drab with the freaking, like World War II stars they put on the vehicles.
Yeah.
All over it. He sees a bunch of spotlights. You know, that looks kind of cool with the spotlights and satellite dishes. What do you have up there anyway?
Oh, nothing.
Bing, bing, bing. I'm gonna kill you.
You mother... Let me in!
I also have a slingshot that throws missiles.
I myself have been playing. I think I don't remember if I brought it up last time I was here, but I did beat BioShock Infinite.
I haven't gotten that yet.
That game had the most mind-fucking ending I've ever seen in a
I have
video
not
game.
played that game.
All
In a long
BioShock games are a mindfuck.
No, I'm telling you, if you at least 1 and 2, I can't get.
I
to
haven't
in a
even
discussion
finished 1
about
yet.
it.
What?
I'm sassing Josh because he has homework that he hasn't completed yet.
Yeah, it's about a year overdue.
Yeah, a year.
I've beaten 2.
You're about 5 years overdue, my friend. BioShock came out in 2007.
Alright, I'm about a year overdue when you assigned it to me.
Okay.
I've put BioShock and BioShock 2 on Christmas lists. The only reason I haven't beaten 1 yet is because I started playing other games instead. But I have beaten the second one because some idiot bought me the second one instead of the first one. It's like, really?
While the first BioShock and the second BioShock both had pretty interesting endings, I won't, like I said, get into detail because I don't want to spoil it for Josh.
The online
I'll
play
get
for the
there
second
eventually.
one was pretty good.
But the ending for Infinite, like, literally, I sat there for 10 minutes going, what? literally going what for 10 minutes because I could not comprehend that ending.
I'm not that far in that game. I think shit just started going south.
Shit always goes south in those games.
Usually it's about 5 seconds after the opening credits.
About, yeah. But yeah, like the ending for Infinite will fucking blow your minds.
I think I just learned to use the Skyhook.
Yeah.
I think that's where I am.
Which I'm getting the replica of, by the way, because they sell those. Yeah. And it actually does, like, shoot out and spin.
I might get it with my GameStop points.
You know,
Good luck, because they're expensive.
I have
the
almost 70,000.
You need about
Points.
another 20,000. Yeah.
I was hoping for last year around this time. I actually got to double check again. They had pieces of, at the time it was Joey Logano's car autographed because that's the GameStop car. This year it was Matt Kenseth. I want to get a couple of pieces. I was hoping to do it again.
hey, Kenseth's better anyway.
Well, that's debatable.
Driving and personality-wise.
No, Logano's a little punk.
Is he?
Yeah.
I'll
I'll agree with them on that one.
I like Jimmy Johnson better than him.
Which, if you go online it's on Facebook. If you're a NASCAR fan, you can vote for the cover driver. It's down to the last two. Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon.
Fuck
Ooh.
you, Josh.
About 30 hours left to go on votes. And Gordon is losing.
That's a really tough one, though, because those are both really accomplished drivers.
Gordon never went up. Oh, yeah, he did actually 1 point. He lost that one. Actually, that one was close. That one was close.
See, here's the thing, though. Like, have either of them been on a cover of a game?
Yes.
Stewart.
Multiple. Gordon's been on multiple.
Okay, I was going to say, if one hasn't been on a cover, give it to the guy who hasn't been on the cover.
Gordon was on the
Edwards.
last. Gordon was on the last EA Games one in 2009. Tony was on 2008. Gordon was on 2006. It's also on 2001. Stewart was on 2004. They've both been on multiple times.
Have you seen Tony Stewart's new commercial for the Xfinity?
Oh
For
my
Xfinity?
god.
It's so stupid, but it's kind of funny.
Oh, I have
I'm not gonna lie.
the soda cookies.
No, it's when he's in the fucking garage, and the guy is asking Tony, "Did you take the Xfinity, modulator, and put it in your car?" No, Tony, I see it right there. And like he throws a rag over it. He's like, "No, you don't." It's just funny. It's stupid, but it's funny. You know.
Just loosen one of his lugs.
Does Jimmy Johnson is he still 48?
Yep.
Okay.
He won the championship this year.
You know, coming from somebody who used to be a Jimmy Johnson fan, there are so many worse people than him that I don't even understand why anybody cares about him anymore.
I did not want to see
Who
him.
was? Oh my God, what was his name? I'm still trying to think of that driver's name that fucking drove the M&M's car, and I couldn't stand him.
Kyle Busch.
No, it's an older driver.
Kenny Schrader?
No.
Ernie Irvin.
I think it was the guy. He had a funny name, and I can't.
Ernie Irvin?
No, it was.
Those are the only ones in the M&M
God.
cars I can remember.
Bubba J.
There was a guy. Maybe it wasn't the M&M's car. There was a guy with a really funny name, and he was a total prick. And I can't remember his name.
Dick Trickle?
Yes.
I don't know if he was a real prick,
What?
but he has a funny name.
No, he was a douchebag. Because my friend.
Say
met
that
him.
one more time.
Dick Trickle.
Dick Trickle.
Oh god.
Legit was his name.
That's as bad as my dad basically accepting the fact that my sister still will
What
never
car
have
did
a
he
kid
drive?
named Rich.
He was in a bunch of different rides.
I thought he drove the M&M car too.
Did I tell you about that?
No.
Ernie Irvin had it because it was M&M's and Skittles.
I remember.
They went back
I
and
remember
forth.
Ken
Kenny Schrader. He had it
had
after
it.
Ernie Irvin.
because it was him and Earnhardt that crashed, right?
Yep.
It was him. He was driving the M&M
Yeah.
at the time, right? Okay.
Yep. And it went from Ken Schrader to Kyle Busch.
Can you explain to me? Not that I like to bring sad memories up or anything, because that was the day Dale Earnhardt died. But how the hell did he live too? Like, because they both hit the wall.
Earnhardt's was head on, and the way that he hit, along with the seatbelt failing, his head hitting the steering wheel, snapped his brainstem.
Yeah.
That's how he died, because of the way he hit
But
smack
because
on.
it looked like they both hit the wall pretty fucking like.
They both hit hard, but he just kind of sideswiped it. Because when Earnhardt came up into him, it just slid him sideways into the wall.
Yeah.
Earnhardt went dead on, and it just came to a dead stop, and then started going sideways.
Yeah.
You want a spooky fact to that? One of my friends who lives in New Hampshire, first race his mother ever went to it with his father was that Daytona 500.
That sucks.
And they were not far away from where the wreck happened.
Yeah. Well, imagine the fucking people that were right there for it. I mean, because if you'd seen the impacts, like, right dead on, like, people were probably like, oh, he's dead. Because, I mean, the front of the car
If they
was
knew
gone.
anything about him, they wouldn't have thought he was dead.
No. Nobody expected anything. The way Earnhardt wrecked.
I had a feeling, because
I had a feeling when you see Kenny doing this, or Ken, excuse me, doing this to wave on the emergency workers after Earnhardt did not drop his window net.
Yeah.
And Kenny had to go over and undo it and then wave them on faster. It's like, yeah, something bad happened.
Yeah, well,
But
like...
nobody expected death.
Oh, see, I knew something was bad, though, because, like, just looking at how hard the car hit the wall, like, that...
He's hit pretty damn fucking hard.
But the fucking front of the car was gone, though.
He's
like,
done.
It was, like, in, like...
He's done that. He's had it go in, and he's had the front left tire bend in view of the radiator should.
He's had all... I watched a video with Josh where he had almost no body paneling left.
And he got out and walked. That was the best part.
Just got out and just like...
But then he just slams... Which, okay, anybody that doesn't watch NASCAR, it's just going to sound weird for me saying that. He just hit head on. It was it. Just turned and went.
Yeah.
Simple enough.
Edwards
I
did
fucked my car
worse
up.
at
Oh, well.
Pretty much.
Edwards' wreck at Talladega was worse than that.
We saw Tony, that... I know you don't care for Tony. And that same
Yeah.
exact race go airborne.
I remember that.
That was
No.
the same exact race.
It wasn't Tony. It was.
I'd have laughed.
It was.
No, it was Tony.
There was another race where it was Bobby Labonte that went flying.
Yep.
He did like a flip. I was
Mhm.
like, holy shit.
What amazes me was Texas 2008 during qualifying.
Oh,
The 0-0 of Michael McDowell
I remember that.
loses it, hits head on into the wall, goes into a fucking barrel roll, about 8-9 rolls, back onto its wheels. He gets out and walks to the ambulance.
Huh.
And it when he hit the wall, it went,
Yeah.
and then it went into a slow roll, and then all of a sudden it caught and spun rapidly
And then stopped.
back onto its wheels, and you see the net
the
go
car.
down, and he gets out.
And walks. He's like, yeah, that hurt. I'm gonna go to the ambulance.
It's
now."
like that just amazes me how far that the safety in these cars have come.
Yeah.
Edwards, Talladega.
Tal-
Flipping through the air across the fence.
Edwards going airborne into the fucking fence.
46
Yeah.
people
He was at
were
the- he was
hit
at the
by
top.
hot aluminum
I was
being
gonna
grated
say, he
off
was-
the fence.
He was at the top of the fence, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
So he was over the fence. if
He
I
was
remember
a
right.
foot from going over the fence into the crowd.
Yeah.
And then came back down about 100 yards from the finish line. He gets out and runs and jumps over the finish line.
Now, was that because somebody got underneath him, or was
Yes,
that because
he
got on top of the
Kyle
person in
Busch.
front of him?
It wasn't Bush?
Brad Kolowski.
Oh, that's right.
They were racing for the lead, and he tried to push Kolowski down below the yellow line, which you can't pass below that yellow line at Dega. So he was trying to.
He didn't get penalized for that because isn't that illegal?
So he never
No.
passed him. Kolowski never passed him. He just didn't back off the spot.
yeah.
So when Carl came down, he went across the nose of him, and that ended up spinning him sideways. And when he slid back up the track, the way that he hit the 39 sent him up into the fence.
That's a lot of momentum to get you that high, though. I mean,
They're going. Well, the other problem is they found out that's back when they had the wing. They found out if that wing becomes hitting that frontal air,
That makes
it's going
sense.
airborne.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what you're doing. If the forward-moving air hits that wing, you're going airborne.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
We were,
I didn't even
we were
Because-
watching that in his living room.
Newman did it a couple weeks, about a year, less than a year later, somewhere else. He spun backwards around.
Richmond.
No, he would have had more speed for Richmond. I mean, not to mention it was grass. Richmond doesn't have grass.
Texas?
Might
No.
have been Texas.
I don't know.
But he's sliding sideways through the grass on the backstretch, and that forward momentum air is hitting the wing. And you just see as it's bouncing on the grass, you see it getting a little more air each time, and then you just see it go end over, and it's land on his roof.
Yeah.
And they had to red flag it so they could get the tow trucks and everything back there to move it back onto all four wheels and cut the roof off because it collapsed in on them. Now the cars have the roll cage is now included with a new bar along the roof
So you can crawl out.
that will stop the roof from caving in.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, it wouldn't have done any goodies on the roof.
Yeah.
They actually do have it. They had a safety latch that opened up, but the way that it collapsed in, it wouldn't have done any matter. It would have pinched it closed. But that new bar is nicknamed the Newman Bar for Ryan Newman.
That's cool.
I forget who won Texas this year.
Texas this year? I do not remember.
Was it still a Ford? Because I think that's ironic.
I don't know who won it.
I don't remember if there was
We do
anyone-
Texas twice a year.
The later of the two.
Yeah, I know you wanted the fall race. But for the life of me, I can't remember who won it.
Majority of the fall races in Texas have been won by somebody with a Ford Roush engine.
The inaugural was won by a Ford out of the Roush stable.
Uh-huh.
Amazing, I can remember that. That was back in '98.
Well, wasn't it Martin?
Burton. Jeff Burton won it.
That's right.
Does his brother still race?
No, his brother is focused on getting his son into racing.
Oh, well,
His
that's kinda
son's in the
cool.
truck series, Jeb,
Yeah.
which is that's his initials actually. His name is actually John Burton, but he's John Edward Burton. And he got called Jeb
What was the brother's name? Ward
Ward.
Burton.
What's great is Ward talks like this. He talks very slowly with the very thick southern drawl.
He talks like the Mountain Man.
But you hear Jeff Burton talking, and you don't hear a southern accent really. He talks faster, and he's higher pitched voice, and but
Like
words
Ward?
How are they related?
you wouldn't think they're related at all.
It's like hearing me and my brother-in-law talking.
It's just like
There's no connection here.
they don't even really look that alike. It's great. I'll look up who won the. I'm leaning towards. I think Kenseth got it, and he wanted the momentum going into the last race, which would have been a Toyota.
If a Toyota won it, I'm gonna barf.
Dude, the Toyotas are getting good.
What is the primary car in NASCAR these days?
Chevy
What team?
still,
Chevy.
in general. There's more Chevys than there is anything.
It's because there's more stupid people than smart people.
Chevy's running that. Most teams run Chevy, and the Ford. The only thing running Fords is Petty, Roush, and Penske.
If Roush ever run anything other than a Ford,
He wouldn't. He works with Ford.
the world ends.
Him and Yates make the engines.
Yeah.
They're Roush Yates engines. Actually, it's only his name on it. It's the engine department's completely Yates now.
What?
It has been since Yates backed out of NASCAR.
Oh, that's right.
They merged, and it's completely the Yates department. They work together. The Roush, and that's why it's Roush Yates. But it's more Yates.
I
than-
still say that's the god of cars that I saw.
So, if you were to get microphones, get them now because I just found you a phenomenal deal.
Really.
Yeah.
How much?
The Audio Technica AT2020, which is a $200 microphone on Amazon right now, you can get for that.
Oh,
What?
that's
unheard of. You're not
Let me
going to get a
see.
microphone that good for that cheap.
Alright, I'm getting my mic right now. Well, not right
Oh,
this second.
hold
But
Wow. I'll give you the extra 20.
$90 for a $200 microphone.
I can't afford it. I cannot afford two. I do not have the money in the bank to cover two.
I can get mine, obviously. But yeah, $90 for, and it's free shipping. You're not going to find that deal
No,
anywhere
not
else.
at all.
So I think that's for brand new too, not even used. So I would suggest you look into that because I think that's one of the top microphones on on the line at the moment, audio technically. But, yeah, back before we got into huge discussion about NASCAR, I don't know how that happened, but...
Yeah, no, that was...
The video game covers.
Yes, that the video game covers.
Well, I went from BioShock into NASCAR somehow. I don't know how that transitioned, but it happens.
That happens a lot.
It does.
All of a sudden we'll finish the conversation like, how did we get on that rant anyway?
Yeah,
It's the game room.
it's true.
Remember, you can't fix stupid. And you'll never understand the game room. Even if you're in it.
What else have I played besides Infinite? Oh, I beat Arkham Origins.
I haven't played that. Haven't started playing that either.
Game's awesome.
But that's because I didn't realize I actually had it, so I haven't really taken the time to play it.
I have no interest in playing it.
It was awesome. I loved
The
it.
last two were freaking.
They were both great. This one is up there with Arkham City, though. Like, I think Origins surpassed Arkham Asylum, which is pretty ridiculous considering Arkham Asylum was amazing. And obviously, I've been playing more Borderlands 2 online. I am this close to getting to 50 with my Assassin, even though the cap is now 72.
I haven't played in a while.
They raised the cap to 72, and they released a shit ton of DLC for it, which I just beat all of.
I need to get my codes.
Get them while you can, because some of them expire.
The, what do you call it, codes?
Yeah.
Shift?
The shift codes, yeah. Get them before they expire, because if they expire, it sucks.
Because I haven't gotten gold keys in a while.
I have like 65 gold keys out of the 200 that I think have they released shift codes for, because most of them expired. Because people are dicks. Like, oh, Mike wants shift codes. Let's make them non-refundable.
If I got the right race, it was Kenseth. Harvick, excuse me. Which is a Chevy.
But yeah, Borderlands 2 will never not be fun. Especially when you play with friends. Although, I have to say, can I talk about... Does everybody here beat Borderlands 2 at least once?
No, I really don't care, so just...
Oh, okay. There's a raid boss that you fight in Borderlands 2.
Which one?
Terramorphous.
I think I have.
That fight sucks. I mean, that fight really
Triple
sucks.
Texas.
He pretty much can, like... you're fighting on, like, a flat piece of lands for the most part. And it's a pretty decent-sized piece of land, but... Terramorphous can hit you from anywhere on the map.
Better than Toyota.
Like, anywhere on the map you can get hit by this guy. And fucking, like, he can one-shot you. Doesn't even matter if you're max level. He will fucking one-shot you. I'm like, how on earth am I supposed to be able to fight him by myself? Because I have very limited
What system?
PC.
PC.
Borderlands 2 is the only major title game that I've played on the computer. Every other game I have on the computer is a computer game. So anytime that anybody, because I'm very pro console,
Xbox or Sony?
You mean Microsoft or Sony? Microsoft.
Oh, give a
I hate Sony.
I went with PS3 because I didn't have the cash for internet. Otherwise, I probably would have gotten an Xbox.
Although, on a side note, Sony has my attention because they did what I wanted them to do. Sony bought the rights to Crash Bandicoot.
Really?
Remember I brought that up?
You
I
did.
said if Sony remake Crash and Spyro, I will buy a PlayStation 4. And they bought the rights to Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, and this Skylander shit with Spyro is fucking...
Love.
It's not even fucking Spyro anymore. Have you seen Spyro's commercials? No.
No.
You see a little figurine as they fly by him, and that's it.
Yep.
It's like, Spyro, what have they done to you?
Exactly.
Skylanders is Spyro having a love child with Pokemon.
Oh, that's a morbid thought.
You know what I actually started playing on the old PS1?
What's that?
Spyro Ripto's Rage.
Yes! Love that game.
From scratch, I started playing.
the only reason I ever had a PlayStation as a kid, I had the very first one. That's the only PlayStation I've ever owned. The only reason I had a PlayStation as a kid was to play Crash, Spyro, Siphon Filter. Oh, you remember that game? Finally!
Siphon Filter
I've been
2.
looking for someone who knows what the Siphon Filter games are, and nobody fucking knows what they are.
Gabriel Logan.
Those, and then there was a really awful game that was like $2 that I got. I think it was called Blastoman. He looks like if somebody took The Incredibles and Johnny Bravo and put them together. That's what Blastoman was.
That's the PlayStation I had.
I didn't have the mini screen. I just had this, like,
This is
without
the-
the mini screen.
I have the actual PS1.
Yeah.
It was quite literally referred to as the PS1 because it came out at the same time as the PS2. It came out about a month before it.
Yeah.
Yep, September 2000.
Yeah.
is the production.
I never had the mini screen.
But I got the
I
little-
just had this.
The
just this
LCD
by itself.
screen. So, which is great because this one, it uses, unlike the screens you get for like the PS2 or anything after that,
Yeah.
where the screen mounts on top and needed its own power supply, this didn't. It just bolts onto the back of the system and plugs in to everything, so it uses the same power. As it's giving power to the system, it gives power to the screen at the same time.
It's pretty sweet.
So it's awesome.
Yeah.
So all I gotta do is...
But the one thing I like about Sony,
Came up like on the wall.
unless you happen to go HDMI, they never changed the plug for the audio.
I think
Video.
I think the PS4's plug is different.
Really?
Yeah. 'Cause
If they're doing what Xbox does, there is no RCA cables.
Well, they were doing an I was watching my friend unbox his, and
But even if there isn't, there's HDMI RCA converters.
he said that there's no such thing as anything but HDMI. Like, everything else
Exactly.
is gone. It's all HDMI now. Completely.
Yeah, but that totally goes away from what you're just saying with the keeping the same plug.
But I think that they were talking about something with the plug being different, like in the future or something like that. If not this generation, it'll be definitely the next one.
You know what? The next generation, you're gonna like have the controller be like weird ass gloves.
Dude,
Power glove that shit.
I've been waiting for virtual gaming for longer than I care to remember.
Who remembers the power glove? A fucking power glove.
It's gonna be like the Animus.
No, it needs to be like
You lie down, and now you are in the fucking game.
No, it needs to be like Dot Hack Sign, which if you haven't seen that show, you should watch it. It is. If you're not into anime, you probably won't like it, but
He's a hater.
I'm not a hater. I don't like it. It's not my thing. Doesn't mean I hate it. I don't go around saying it sucks. I mean, it's just not my cup of tea.
there's a difference between having an opinion and hating.
Were you any
something.
Kenshin, or were you one of the quacks who thought it was called Samurai X?
Samurai X is the movie. Rurouni Kenshin is a separate series in itself. Samurai X does exist. That's the movie. It's not. That's a completely separate.
You know how they've released a Dragon Ball Z Kai,
Yeah.
which is just the politically correct version of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, which is crap, and it's stupid too.
They did a Samurai X that was a slightly more cleaned up version of.
Rurouni Kenshin.
Mhm.
That's retarded.
They did a live action movie of that.
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
it was decent. Yeah, just considering that they had a budget to work with, it was decent. But back to what I was originally saying, which I don't remember what it was.
Never talking about the PS1.
Oh, games that the only reasons that I had a PlayStation was for the games I mentioned, for Crash, for Spyro, for
Siphon.
Siphon Filter, Blastoman, which was just funny because like it was just sex references mixed in with like killing aliens.
Sounds
So
like Serious Sam.
it was kind of like Duke Nukem.
Did you ever play that?
Almost, but like Duke Nukem,
I can't-
Johnny Bravo, and fucking Incredibles.
I'm
mixed
upset I
together.
cannot find my Duke Nukem Forever,
Yeah, that's a bummer.
which I never really gave the benefit of the doubt. And
It's a great game, man.
I played the first 15 minutes of it, and I'm like, okay, the corniness of this is a little bit too much for me right now. And I put it away for a while and gave it I'm like, yeah, like the 15 minutes I played really wasn't worth 12 years. And I never gave it a second chance.
You gotta go to set, because once you get to the first 15 minutes of the game is just prologue. You gotta actually get into the game to have fun with it.
I
Did you
loaded
ever play Medal of Honor?
I
Oh,
played
sorry.
some of the first Medal of Honors back when they were really good, and they've gone downhill for me.
I'll go back to that. What were you saying?
I loaned it to my mother to play. She'd given it back to me. I put it somewhere, and I don't remember where I put it.
But it's in your house somewhere.
It's in this house somewhere, which you saw how fucking big it is.
There's probably also a boat here somewhere.
Probably boat in this house somewhere.
But as I was saying, I probably ranted on this before if you go through all the podcast episodes. So I apologize if I'm being repetitive. The new Medal of Honor and then Medal of Honor Warfighter are on my shit list of video games.
Yes, you did talk about this before, because I remember the podcast that you talked about it.
That still pisses me off that EA has closed the entire series because of how bad those two games did. Why not think about this? Go back to old school warfare and the PsyOps. You're always like a covert agent and stuff like that, sneaking into enemy bases. This whole like rip-off of Call of Duty thing or Battlefield is not Medal of Honor.
Well,
the whole problem is with today's market, if you don't have the multiplayer, if you're a war game and you don't have a strong multiplayer, you're not gonna last.
Unfortunately.
But the old Medal of Honors had multiplayer, and it was a decent multiplayer.
But you gotta keep in mind,
Rising Sun had a pretty decent online multiplayer.
Yeah, but Call of Duty wasn't what it is today.
You gotta.
That's right. For Finest Hour had just come out. It was the first Call of Duty.
Since Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, if you don't have a multiplayer that can compete against Call of Duty and now Battlefield
is
because
kicking
again
COD's ass.
Their first one that was competitive against Call of Duty was Battlefield 2, Bad Company. That was the first online that I could see that was...
Battlefield Modern Combat 2 had a large-scale online multiplayer that was not far off of the newer Battlefields. It had all the vehicles and similar style multiplayer.
Yeah, but did you ever hear of it over Call of Duty?
It came out around the same time as Call of Duty 2.
Exactly. Nobody really did them back then. I mean, there was, but...
The fact of the matter, though, if you take all three of those games and really compare them, you have Medal of Honor, which is a great game, don't get me wrong, it's a great franchise, but Medal of Honor is a franchise, whereas games like Call of Duty and Battlefield have become like dynasties. Dynasties.
And the thing is,
where, like...
Medal of Honor could have had a fabulous storyline. Its single player could have been fabulous, no flaws. It could have been the best storyline out there.
It didn't have the best multiplayer.
And that's the thing. That's
because its multiplayer sucked. Nobody went back and played the storyline to save the series. They all just said, fuck it, and into the multiplayer, and went to the Call of Duty or the Battlefield.
And see, that's the difference between, like, my generation and your guys' generation, who appreciated a good, I apologize for that. That is from One Piece, before you ask. Where was I going?
Your generation versus ours.
My generation, your generation, and then, could appreciate, a good single-player campaign. And,
I like single-player.
And liked a multiplayer. This new generation and then the next generation that are now coming in,
it's all multiplayer.
It's all multiplayer. Nobody gives a shit about single-player. And maybe it's a matter of opinion, but, I think you have to be able to appreciate both, not just a multiplayer. But in this market today, they market games...
The multiplayer.
For multiplayer, because that's what most new age kids want. They don't give a shit about the old.
That was
out with the old and with the new.
That was one of the things I liked, how they did Black Ops and World at War. To unlock the original Nazi zombies, you had to beat World at War.
Or type in a code.
Or type in a code, yeah.
Yeah.
Which not everyone had access to, I don't think.
No, we gave it a couple weeks, and if you knew about it, you could just go, whoop,
But Black Ops 2...
cheatcodes.com.
Similar thing with Black Ops. To get 5, which was the Pentagon map for zombies,
Yep.
you had to originally beat the storyline.
Or type in a code.
Like I said, originally.
That's how I got it.
For Josh, a cheat code is original.
I was playing zombies with him, like,
I love
oh...
cheat codes.
I looked at him like, oh, you have 5, you beat it?
Nope, cheat codes.
You know what I also didn't beat? Level 1.
I think I beat level 1 in that game.
Nazi Zombies is fucking hard, man.
It's awesome.
It is awesome, but it's so
What's the
hard.
farthest round you've ever made
And which one?
overall?
Overall?
Like map and level.
I don't remember.
Because I can probably top it.
The map was that that field that's just filled with fog, and there's that one house to hide in.
The little hut.
Is
The,
that,
the little Asian hut.
yeah. And there's like 2 floors.
The original?
Yeah.
That's, yeah, Noctur Untoten. Your very
I forgot
first
the name of the
zombies.
map, yeah. That,
Before the storyline started.
exactly, yeah. I did that, and the farthest level I made it to, I think, was like, 47 or 48, and it was unbelievably
Did you ever
scary.
play on Moon
No.
in Black Ops?
But I know that's scary, too.
32 on Moon.
Yeah,
And, well, that's on iOS.
yeah.
For those of you who are a bit behind on terminology, that's the app for Apple. And on console, I think I made it to 26.
Yeah, once you get past 30 is when it starts getting really scary. Like, there's like nothing, death is imminent. Like, there's nothing you can do
Moon
about
is
it.
so complicated. For a while, just because I stopped the person I was finding them from, yes, I wasn't discovering these on my own. Big whoop. Well, actually, one of them I did figure out on my own by accident. But, for a while, my thing was every week I found a new mod for Moon. Just because there was so many of them.
Yeah, you talked about these before too, the mods.
Yeah.
Because you brought up the what mod was it? The one where the money briefcase or something like that. I can't remember what it was. You said you had to jump out a door or something.
No. That was... If you get to Moon, first... You
Oh
start
no,
off-
it was
the gas mask.
Yeah, you can. Float.
There's a way to not need the oxygen
That's right.
mask.
Yeah.
You have to...
See, I remember things, man. Steel trap.
You have to get it enough points before you get on the transporter to open the door right away, go out, down, jump off the map, and then jump off a second time, or it might be you have to get the mask the first time and then the second time or whatever.
No, they've obviously patched that, I assume, right?
I haven't tried since then. I haven't even played zombies in
You know,
a
there
year.
was a patch that got made on a cheat that I was gonna use in Borderlands 2, and it makes me mad that they patched it. There used to be a cheat where if you do the lottery machines, the jackpot machines in Moxie's bar, if you shoot the middle thing on the slots, it would automatically give you legendary items. Like
That's
every
awesome.
single time would give you legendary items. Like you could shoot it over and over again, it would just shoot out fucking legendary items.
That's amazing.
It's like, why did you patch that?
Josh still has dreams about Moxie.
nah.
Every man has dreams about Moxie, and because you don't know who Jessica Nigri is, I'm gonna blow your mind, Josh.
Well, shit meatballs! I never thought I'd see your dumb ass again.
You're a Vault Hunter. It's like a unicorn.
But tell me you know where the quote I made was from.
What's the quote again?
Shit meatballs! I never thought I'd see your dumb ass again.
That's Scooter, isn't it?
Yes, but where, Scooter?
Oh, I fucking don't remember what part of the game it's from. I just remember
General
Scooter.
Knox's secret army. Armory.
Oh, okay.
Or the Secret Army of General Knox. Something like that. There's the thing with Knox in it. I liked that one. The Lancer is a freaking epic vehicle.
Joel had that one.
It's good.
But I had the zombie one.
The Zombie Island of...
Yeah, so that's Jessica
Ned.
Negri.
What?
Yeah.
Moxie.
Yep. I will show you a full figure, just so you know how hot she actually is. Yep. I know. It makes your heart weep, doesn't it? Yeah. It's okay, Josh. I do bad things to her, too. Yeah. And my friend got to meet her, and I hate him.
That's...
Yeah. She does all different kinds of cosplays, but this is by far her. Yeah.
If she does anything Homestuck, I need to find this.
She's done, trying to think of some.
My Homestuck obsession has gotten that bad.
She's done.
Carl, do we know to have it?
Just shut up.
You want to say that in English?
Do we need to have an intervention on you, Carl?
Right after your Power Rangers intervention.
I haven't watched Power Rangers in years.
She's done.
That's shocking.
Uh,
And I slightly don't believe it.
she's done Moxie.
I haven't.
She's done Rainbow Bright. She's done.
Cortana. Probably
The
Cortana.
Rainbow Bright's actually pretty hot. She's done the cheerleader girl from Lollipop Chainsaw, and she actually looks just like her.
I said she's probably done Cortana.
That's the chick from Lollipop Chainsaw. She looks just like her, too.
I don't even know.
No, I haven't watched Power Rangers in forever.
Wow. How are you alive?
It's not on TV no more.
She has no...
Oh, like that would stop you!
My DVDs are frickin' bootleg quality.
She has no...
I'm waiting till I can afford to buy the first season on DVD.
She has no restriction on cosplay, too. She actually got forbidden to do one particular cosplay, which is an alternative costume from Lollipop Chainsaw. And she made her costume. Yeah, she got outlawed for... She's not allowed to wear that costume ever again. And people rioted.
Mike. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see why.
The only thing holding that together is a thin, very
piece.
thin piece of that you could touch it with your finger and it'd probably break.
And I'm thinking a lot of men wanted to,
And those are hers too, just so you know. Those aren't fake. Those are hers. Yeah. She did a really awesome Riku from Final Fantasy 2. Yeah. This was like one of her first cosplays. And she's pretty spot on too. If you play Final Fantasy and like actually look at Riku, like she's pretty fucking spot on.
Well, we know why you played that game.
And she's like the most dorkiest, nerdiest like person.
That's amazing.
Like she's a huge dork. And,
So
like,
basically the dream of
and
any guy in this room.
Unbelievably nice. Yeah. Like, my friend met her, and he's like, oh, it's so nice to meet you, and blah, 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 and they would talk for a minute, and she had to pause. She was like, hold on, I just saw the Adventure Time guys, I'll be right back. And she ran after the Adventure Time guys. She's like, come back! It's
Did she ever
Adventure Time!
Did she ever go back and talk to him?
She did, yeah.
I was gonna say that would have been the perfect escape plan.
Yeah.
Oh. I fucking
That's an
love our
awful-
people.
That's an awful show, though.
We're fucking
I
hysterical.
love Adventure Time. You kidding me?
We're fucking hysterical.
Adventure Time all fucking day. She did, what's her name? I freaking forget her name all the time. Is it from Gear Logan? Is that the game? The chick with the red hair, and she's got she's got the chopsticks in her hair and the skull on the side. Is that
I
from
have
Gear
no idea.
Logan? I can't remember, but yeah. That's another cosplay she did. Is that from Gear Logan? Is that the name of the game? I can't remember. She's done so many. She's done, like, easily, like, 200 cosplays, I think.
You know, I'd love our people to be at the conventions. Come back, I need to love you!
You remember the siren from the original Borderlands when she shows up in 2?
Yeah.
Cosplay is that? Oh.
I saw a couple of really awesome cosplays at AB. There was a really good Lilith, and Lilith's the hottest siren out of them all, in my personal opinion.
She is.
She looked just like Lilith, and I literally I was like, "I'll be right back."
Josh saw
I had to leave.
Josh saw a Terezi cosplay. That's kind of amusing.
All I know, I recognize that from Homestuck and stuff Kyle showed me. Kyle's like, you got a number? I'm like, I'm not getting out alive from the freaking magic one. I was on the section that was guaranteed a seat.
She did a Gears of War cosplay. No fucking way.
Well, that's butch if there ever was.
Dude, that's fucking hot. If I ever saw a girl in a Gears of War, not that I'm a Gears of War fan, but if I ever saw a girl dressed up in Gears of War armor and said, you ready for war? I'd be
And
like,
Josh just
you
screamed
have no
himself.
idea.
I don't care if it is, but that's pretty badass though.
Yeah.
I do the same. We do laser tag a lot,
Yeah.
and there was one point
Joel.
Joel was in front of me, and we were running back to the base to where we recharge. I threw my arm on the back of his vest, and we just kind of dropped down and ran.
Yeah.
And we get back to the base, I'm like, I just felt like, and Joel jumps in, Gears of War, fuck yes! Because that's exactly what I thought when you grabbed onto the pack.
That's awesome.
When I felt just like Gears of War. I'm like, I don't even play that game.
But you knew what it was about, and that was the first thing that came to mind.
Well, that was Mum's favorite series.
Gears of War.
Was Gears of War.
I'm not a fan, man. I'm not a fan.
And it was pretty
I do
cool.
appreciate your hat, though. It's cool, but
The buttons or the patch?
the badge.
You do recognize what's on there,
Yeah.
right?
The Juggernaut suit from, I think Modern Warfare 3 had that in it.
But the suit itself?
It's a bomb tech suit.
Yeah.
But it was, I love going to the convention just to see the fucking cosplays.
I want to... Oh, Jesus, yeah.
I'm not afraid to admit I was turned on by that chick in the Tails costume.
God damn.
Josh, and
It was a cheap homemade one, but I was...
you and your bestiality.
I don't know what it was. I'm a little disturbed I was turned on by it, but I'll go with it.
I've never seen a full frontal of Jessica Negri, and I just found one, and
Whoa.
god damn. This girl has curves
What?
like I've never seen. Like, her body is just perfect. I want to lick ice cream off her. She's like got curves in curves. What the fuck?
Hot chicks are never into the geek stuff.
Right.
Imagine if she was listening to this podcast.
Yeah,
She
right.
probably does.
This little fucking...
She's probably used to it, though, honestly.
Yeah, if you have a body like that and you're in the geek freaking culture, you're fucking
Yeah,
used to
no,
it.
she knows. She knows what she's doing. She's not silly. No, actually, she is silly. That's the problem.
Because the geek guys, dude, we're not the greatest looking.
I'm no Tom Cruise. I don't try to be, though.
Exactly. We know we're not that great looking. We don't try to...
I've got a great personality, though.
Exactly.
Josh.
I'm 110 pounds, 5'2", but I got a great personality.
And I got a big dick!
It's a little crooked, though.
Hey, man. You don't put yourself out there, you know? Got to.
5'11", 190 pounds.
I actually found a Homestuck girl on the dating site the other night.
Really?
Now you have
Yeah,
to-
but you don't fit the qualifications.
Oh, really?
Youngest is 20. I was like, damn it.
Hey,
Way to stomp on a dream. Like, get us dream started.
it
and
won't
then
be
stomp
long
on it.
before I fit that.
I messaged her first, so...
What was the picture? She had a cosplay as one of the photos, right?
No. It was just some blonde-haired girl.
Did you get her to tell you what her favorite troll was?
I hadn't even heard back from her on her. The question I asked
Or
the
does
first
it
time-
list her favorite troll?
It doesn't list her favorite troll.
Does it list her patron?
No.
Any troll at all?
No, it says she likes Homestuck. That's all it says. Stop badgering me, man!
Yeah, I got that when I got Arkham Origins, by the way, too. I got the collector's edition. which comes with a phenomenal Joker statue, where he's like at a desk, and he's got a bunch of like TVs behind him. The TVs are LED and they light up. Bam.
Yeah, she's in the
friends texting me,
Yeah.
asking me what's up, and I told them probably finish up and shortly.
Yeah, sure, we can cut this off at any point. We've talked about it a lot.
All yours.
Thanks behind you.
Well, I'm trying to.
I'm not even trying. Because you gotta go in and freaking put those points on something. There's a bag over towards the door.
I talked about Borderlands 2. I talked about Arkham Origins. I talked about Sony dropping the ball.
I can go with the Disney Infinity thing and then we can cut it.
Yeah.
The newest Disney Infinity is for Toy Story. Which the playset mode comes with a little rocket ship, which is what gets you into the playset. It comes with Buzz and Jessie. You have to buy Woody separately, which the guy at GameStop did not put my pre-order on. I had to,
He got Jesse and Buzz, then he got a Woody.
Thank you, Carl.
Then I had to go online and end up buying
Joel's
some
not
else.
here. I had to.
I thought the adulthood of this went up with Joel not being here.
Apparently, you know,
But
you're wrong.
I digress. But it's actually pretty fun. None of the playsets actually really follow the storyline of any of the movies. It is
It's kind of strange.
I mean, like Lightning and Chick being friends.
it leaves it open to do whatever they want with it, though. So that way, you could play as Francisco in a scene that should be Lightning, and it makes sense. It really doesn't matter who you're playing as. But the Toy Story one, unlike the others that actually, like the Cars one, it takes place in Radiator Springs.
Yeah.
The Monsters University one takes place at Monsters University, whatever the name of the university is in the movie.
Yeah.
Pirates actually takes place in the Pirate Caribbean world. You go through different ones for the different movies. You have to go to locations that are referenced in the movies. Toy Story and Incredibles, which actually play in Metropolis, whatever the hell it is. Toy Story, you play on the alien world for the little green alien guys, and you play as your Star Command, rebuilding their planet, doing all this stupid little BS. So that one is completely different, rather than being in the world that's in its own. You play as you play as Buzz Lightyear, Star Commander. Jesse's now Star Command.
That's funny.
And the best is like Slinky Dog's one of the non-playable characters. Same with Rex.
That's disappointing.
Rex should have at least been one.
Yeah.
Slinky Dog should have had like two freaking.
But their NPC in this one scene, they left Rex in charge of the controller that zaps stuff from the ship to the ground or people, so he can basically beam people up and stuff. Why they leave Rex in charge of that, I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I can't reach the buttons.
Well, I can reach the button, but the whole thing is he's an idiot.
Yeah.
When you're having a sad day, just try to picture a T-Rex trying to make a bed.
There's one scene where he buzzes somebody down, and like, well, I want to talk to Buzz. So he hits the button. He disappears. Buzz comes back. Then he hits the button again. Woody disappears. He comes back. Hits the button again. Now Slink's there, and he's gone again. And the entire time they're trying to get him to stop hitting the button, and people disappear and appearing again. And it was just hysterical because they're just getting one word out of piece saying, "Stop pressing the
Stop pressing the button."
It's hysterical. And then they all appear. And then they all appear at once, and then they're all gone except for Rex. One of the best scenes I've seen in that yet.
That's great.
But I was saying to Josh last time I was playing this with him, when I built my little monstrosity of a fort with the 8 enemy generators on the roof.
Fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
They need to make a generator for the Toy Story set. I hope they did. That it creates the little green army men. I want my legion of plastic Arlie armies just walking out the front door.
You know what I have? I still have the bucket of soldiers, like the actual bucket of soldiers.
I do too.
I have my Woody doll still somewhere. I have no idea where he is, but he's somewhere.
I got somewhere in the stores, I got the McDonald's one that you had to buy extra.
Yeah.
I got that one, and the Buzz.
I don't know what happened to my Buzz.
I remember going to see that in theaters like the week it came out. My mother's friend took me and her nephew to go see it. And I remember having to sit on my jacket, her jacket, and his jacket just so I could see the screen.
Yeah.
Because we were so far back, and I was like 4 when that movie came out.
Yeah.
So I had to sit in everybody's jackets just to see the screen. I remember, one memory I'll always remember. Same, and the other one I remember is Lion King, seeing that in theaters.
I saw Lion King in theaters.
Because that was the first.
There's so many things wrong with that movie.
That's the first thing I saw in theaters. Was that, and I remember there was like nobody there because it was a school day and I wasn't in school yet. Going from this row to the row, a couple rows up, then just the row in front of us, and everywhere up and down the other side of the theater, picking a seat while the movie's playing.
I went through all the kids' movies at my house, and I've been watching old Disney movies. Slowly, like, accumulating a list in my head of the things that are so wrong with old Disney movies. The things you catch.
Exactly, they all have that.
Yeah.
You gotta keep the adults entertained too.
The goose-stepping hyenas.
Like you're stepping hyenas. I love that scene.
Oh my god.
How about the line, "Our teeth and ambitions are bad"? That's the actual line of that song. Like, who cares about your fucking teeth? That was a filler line. Couldn't think of something better to put in there.
Nope.
He's not one of us.
Or how about the fact that Scar was weird?
Scar is gay.
Because he said, Uncle Scar, you're weird more than you'll ever know.
There's a picture in existence of Scar getting humped by something. I think it was Beast from Beauty and the Beast. They're like going to town on each other. It's really morbid and messed up.
But I think we can pretty much cut it there.
Stop at Scar and Beast humping.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's because you like Beast.
I'll leave you with the bro tip that Dan sent to me just a few hours ago. Bro tip number I don't know because I don't know where my phone went. We haven't done these in forever because Dan hasn't been on.
Yeah, I know, it's depressing.
Wait till the next time he's on and connect the dots.
But he actually sent me one because it was cool.
Bro tip number
3303. Game day isn't an event, it's a state of mind.
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
So we'll leave it with that.
Thanks for joining us.
I had to sign off the other day that I was going to use, but now I don't remember it, so... Oh well. Bye.
Bye, see you later.